Hello, I'm Ryan. Welcome back to my YouTube. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Last I checked, we were at 12 subscribers, which is fantastic. 122 views on the first video, which means over 100 of you have watched, or at least 5 of you have watched about 25 times. Either way, thank you for watching. Let's keep it going. Today's video, or whenever you decide to watch this, I don't know your life, is going to be about a topic hopefully even some of you non-gamers will find interesting, and if you don't, show me some pity, okay? Put this on in the background, go do something else, I don't know. We are going to talk about Walden, a game. It is about Henry David Thoreau, and I'm going to guess some of you don't know who Henry David Thoreau is, and if you do, pretend you don't for my sake. Please. Thoreau was a poet and a philosopher. He was a transcendentalist, which meant he believed in the inherent goodness of people. Boy, was he wrong about that. He is best known for his book, Walden, a reflection upon simple living in nature, of which this game is based on. Later in his life, he became less of a transcendentalist and more abolitionist. He absolutely hated slavery and wrote many essays reflecting that point of view. Fair is fair, he clearly wasn't wrong about everything, okay?
Dear Henry, tomorrow I need your assistance to guide a weary traveler toward the North Star. Like yourself, he is also named Henry. I will leave my instructions here at your cabin tomorrow morning, and they must be followed before the end of night. Most sincerely, A. Bronson Alcott.
At some point in Thoreau's life, he decided he wanted to focus on his writing more, so he said to himself, I'm gonna move into the woods. And he did. So he moved to the woods near Walden Pond for a little over 2 years. I'll link some articles and information about Thoreau below in case you haven't fallen asleep yet and want to know more about his life. Then this video will get into. Seriously, this video would probably be like an hour longer if I was trying to give you a biography on Henry David Thoreau. I could do it though. Now let's talk about the game. Walden, a game, is based on that book, that experience that Thoreau had. It is a very slow game. It's a lot of walking and reading things and picking up objects and listening to things, boating around the pond. Essentially, it's a walking simulator. It was developed by the University of Southern California Gaming Innovation Lab, starting in 2007. With no money, they got a grant for it in 2012, and over the years, various students would come and work on the game in addition to staff and faculty. I wanted to talk about the game because I can't find a lot of information about this game online. You can search Walden and you'll find the book and Walden Pond, or you search Walden, a game, and there's a few pages you can find, but otherwise, almost no videos and walkthroughs and stuff, or even threads talking about it. Truthfully, I just don't get it. It's not a super complicated game. You walk here, you walk there, you walk somewhere else. You occasionally talk to people, you can go into town, you can do some odd jobs for about $2 a piece, back when $2 was actually worth something. There's light survival elements, which these I don't get. You have 4 different parameters: how much food you have, how much wood or fuel, the state of your cabin, and the condition of your clothes. On my first playthrough, I would panicked if they started to get into the red on any of them. But then I realized there's literally no consequences if you neglect all of these. Look! Nothing happens! Fun fact, apparently these survival needs that they put into the game are based on what Thoreau felt were the things necessary to survival: food, fuel, shelter, and clothing. Thoreau also gets fatigued rather easily. You won't see it here, but At one point, I put my controller down and walked into the other room for a few minutes, and I hear like this heavy breathing, and like I thought somebody was there to murder me, and I go back in and it's just Henry on screen just standing there getting tired, breathing super heavily from doing nothing. Truly a man after my own heart. So what do you do in the game? Or what is there to do? Truthfully, you don't have to choose anything or do anything if you don't want to. You can literally just stand there for hours in game and let the days pass until the game is over.
And so the seasons went rolling on into summer.
That way is boring. Don't be boring. Do things. You can read books. You can deliver food baskets to escaping slaves. You can collect toys and objects, or even just examine the things around you to get inspiration. Which is another thing. Our man Henry has to constantly be inspired in the game, or the colors in the game kind of wash out and it just looks like a drab and lifeless mess. I guess they just wanted to subtly encourage you to, do things. But half the game, my colors were washed out, so I guess in my timeline, Henry's book sucked. But that's kind of it. I mean, it's a 6-hour experience. There's nothing forcing you or telling you to do things or to do tasks. But there's not a lot of hand-holding. There's no quest markers that show up on your HUD. You can open your map to see tasks you can complete, see some markers on your map to see where to go. But it's very minimalist. Minimalist, that's how you say that word. But I don't want that to sound super negative. I did enjoy it. It's a little frustrating if you're a completionist because it's slow. Like, the map is massive, but the issue with these walking simulators, that I have at least, is that the player character often walks incredibly slow, and there's not really a faster way to complete it or to get around. That being said, the first time through, I enjoyed it a decent amount. Until I actually wanted to record this video, I didn't know much about Henry David Thoreau or this Walden experiment that he did. But when I looked it up, I was actually very surprised at how faithful this game is to the book and to Thoreau's experiences. Now, the visuals are not that impressive from a technical standpoint, but I do like the art direction. It's subtle and simple, but that's exactly the type of direction this game goes for. But again, why am I telling you all this? I just felt that there was not enough information or analysis on this game and decided to give you my take. Truthfully, to call this game a game would be slightly inaccurate in my opinion, as I feel like it's more of an experience. But I suppose calling it Walden an experience would have been kind of strange. Actually, that sounds pretty awesome. For $10, I think your money is well spent. Sure, you could go and get a cheeseburger, but why not go and experience Walden, a game? You'll have more time with the game than you will have with that yummy cheeseburger. Anyway, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time. Maybe. I love you.
In proportion as one simplifies their life, the laws of the universe will appear less complex, and solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty poverty, nor weakness weakness.